Gemini, this week, a little bit of pushing boundaries, a little bit of understanding that you know what you've done, and followed by some 7 wishes. What's the story for this week, Gemini? Let's have a look. So, Gemini, your first card out is the Devil card, and I just said in the tagline that you're pushing boundaries. Well, who knew, Gemini? Because you love to be a little bit radical. Now, why am I saying you're pushing the boundaries on the Devil card? Because the Devil card is all about our naughty bits. And I know, Gemini, with your good twin and then your naughty twin, you don't like to behave all the time. And sometimes you just like to push it as far as you can go. It's almost like you've got a very naughty bit of sense of humour, Gemini. What are you doing? What's going on? But you're wanting to test the waters with people this week, and you're wanting to see exactly how far you can go and how far you actually can push that envelope before you just tip it over the edge. Naughty, naughty Gemini. But there's a reason why you're doing this, because we've not only got the Devil in this card, but in the forefront of this picture, we've got the fox. And the fox is curled up in the hedgerow in this picture because the fox likes to sit back, because the fox is very cunning and he likes to plot and he likes to scheme and he needs to work out where he can escape from the hedgerow, run into the farmer's yard, bag a couple of chickens without being shot and get back to the hedgerow. And what does that mean within that story, within that metaphor? It means that you've got to have a very good cunning plan where you know you can outwit your opponent. And ultimately, that goes back to some philosophy from a wonderful Chinese man called Sun Tzu, who wrote The Art of War. And he says, know thy enemy. And that's a bit like the fox watching the farmer with the shotgun. He knows when the farmer's walking across the farmyard, and he knows when he's got that 2 minutes to run in there, get a couple of chickens, bring them back, cause a problem, and hide away without getting into any danger. And when we know our enemy, when we understand the opposites, who's ever standing in front of us, let's say that's a relationship and that's our partner, if we stand back and we look at them properly, we can understand how to work them, because we're going to look at them. We know their behaviour trait. We know how they are. So we know how we can go underneath them, over the top of them, round one side, round the other side, or just ignore what's coming towards us. And this week, it's actually saying to you on the Devil card, whilst you're trying to push the boundaries on absolutely everything, you can only do that if you know the situation correctly, if you understand the situation or the person, the opposite of whatever in front of you, whatever it is I'm talking about in general. Format for you this week, Gemini. Know what you're playing with, and then you can, in a weird way, but a very positive way, I'm going to use a bad word now, manipulate, but I mean it in the right way, to make a situation work for you this week, Gemini. And once you do, it's almost like comedy gold, because your next card out is the King of Cups. And the King of Cups here says, we've got all the water, and it means, well, you've upset everybody and they're not liking it. They're not liking what you're doing, and they're not liking your stance, and they're not liking what you're doing, because here you've kind of outwitted them a little bit, and you've pushed the envelope, and you've known who your opponent is. And here he's saying, well, I'm the king and I know what I want to do, but actually I'm being very selective and I'm being very, very picky about what I want. Oh, Gemini, you've got a little bit of fussiness going on this week. But here we've got the fish jumping out of the water, and that's saying, well, I like that particular fish. I want a little bit of shark this week, so I can go like that at people, just annoy them a little bit. You really are being naughty this week, Gemini. And, I don't care who I'm upsetting, because I know who I am. I am the king. I am sat on the throne, and I've worked really hard to get to where I am, and I'm going to carry on doing it exactly how I want to. And if you don't like it, tough luck. You really are being very mendacious this week, Gemini. Let's have a look and see what your final card is. And for some reason, with your naughtiness this week, the universe is giving you 7 new wishes. And that's saying, the universe is giving you a wonderful opportunity now to empty out things from the past. Well, as we know, on your journey over a long while, Gemini, you've had an awful lot of unfairness over the last few years. You've got yourself back on track. For those of you who've been following me, Gemini, out of all the signs, you really are on a massive trajectory, and almost better than Aquarius really at the moment. And ultimately, the universe is saying your reward for coming through everything of the last long period of the last few years, we're giving you 7 new wishes. Now, wishes don't tend to come true, but you can have 7 new ideas. You can have 7 new concepts. You can have 7 new challenges, not in a negative way on a challenge, but in a positive way on a challenge. What is it that you would like to achieve? What is it that you want to do? Why are you pushing the boundaries? Why are you seeking to be a little bit of an opportunist of getting what you want when you want it? Why is it that everybody else is a little upset around you because you're being slightly radical? This week, Gemini, have those 7 ideas, write them down, work out exactly what your long-term plan is. And if you're liking my content, please like and subscribe to my channels, and please pop me a comment, because I really love to hear what you've got to say to me. And if you haven't seen my February videos yet, along with my weekly wisdom and my weekly astrology, all new for this year, please take a look at my YouTube channel, and I will see you all in next week's videos. Take care, Gemini. Bye.